We would be honored if you would join us.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Bonus Points episode 87. I'm one of your hosts for today, Roger Picorni, also known as Average Former on the internet. And I'm joined, as always, with the greatest co-host a man can ever ask for, the one, the only, at Caleb_talks on the internet, Caleb Scythable. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing great, Roger. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in the air condition. It's
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, because we're doing a podcast, and I just don't give a shit about audio, apparently. Because I'm a bad person. How you doing over there? How's it in Arizona? Is it hot?
Arizona's ridiculously hot.
I don't mean in general. I meant right now.
But it's actually like cloudy today. Like today, like it's still like it's probably 90 something degrees.
Yeah.
But it's not 110.
Sure.
So
okay.
I mean that's a
win.
Yeah. And Arizona heat's way different because it's dry. Like we have like zero humidity most of the time. Yeah, it's 102. Okay.
That's not bad. I would rather have dry heat than humid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It gets bad when it's like 115, like that. Like when you get to these higher temperatures, it's ridiculous. Right now, I guess we have 31% humidity, which isn't bad. But it was raining earlier. So
yeah, we get really bad over here. That's good. That's good. I would rather have dry heat than anything. Do you have nice breezes or? It's just is it just like a goddamn like a flashlight, like burning ants, like
That's how it is. Like if you go out in the middle of the like you can't do anything in the middle of the day.
Okay.
You have to if you're gonna be outside, you have to do it early in the morning or like 6 o'clock.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It sounds like a hellhole.
Yeah, it is.
You want to hear something?
Yeah.
Isn't Nick Cage in the movie Raising Arizona?
Yeah. That movie's so good.
Okay, I've never seen it, but he apparently now later in his career, he's shooting a movie around Garden City, which is where I live, around here. And he's apparently shooting a really shitty movie around here. Huh. I assume it's shitty. You know what I mean? It's Nick Cage late in career.
Yeah.
He can't really come back from that. But
what happened? Why? I still don't understand why Nick Cage is a meme. Please just explain to me.
Because he's been in a bunch of crappy movies, and he had those over the top overacting stuff. I mean, he's in some good movies like Face Off, apparently, and and people make fun of National Treasure, but that's a good movie. Like, he's dope. Yeah, it's a dope movie, and he's been overacting like the Wicker Man or whatever, where he's like the bees. Like, it's a meme. And also he's just a crazy dude in real life. Apparently, he's just like I don't think he's a bad person. To my knowledge, I just think apparently he's a crazy dude. Like he bought he spent like the last of his money apparently on what's it called? He had a mini pyramid built to like bury him when he dies.
All right.
So he's just a bit of wild dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's deserved to be hated as much. I don't think he's hated, but I feel like once you become a meme like that, people make fun of you, literally shit on your existence. People just start to not like you. Yeah, you can't do anything. Like, the guy can't even go outside without being made fun of. I don't know if he deserves it. Maybe he's done bad things, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, he's not like a Charlie Sheen, and Charlie Sheen is, not the worst. He's pretty much a bad dude, but, I don't think he's, I don't know. I've heard things about Charlie Sheen, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he has HIV, which is sad and everything, but the big thing apparently was that he didn't tell his partners that he had HIV.
Okay.
Yeah, one of his exes who is a adult actress. She's in some adult films.
Okay.
And she said on the Howard Stern show that she never was told that he had it.
Yeah.
So, not the best. Mm-hmm. He's in a movie called 9/11 with Whoopi Goldberg coming out soon. That movie looks like trash.
Sounds like trash.
Hey, that's the connection right there, though. With with Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen. They're both in a movie about 9/11.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, boy.
Okay. Great way to start off the podcast.
I mean, I'm not lying.
No,
it's not
you're
like
not.
I'm just saying the movie looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Are you trying to exploit a national tragedy, Caleb?
No, I want to make a national treasure joke, but I can't think of anything that could be done in good taste.
I mean, you can make things not in good taste.
We're pretty good at that in this podcast. But,
Are we, though? I mean, you watch this, and then you're like, we're like, dancing around some things, but then you watch, like, Funhouse, and they're just making, like, jokes about, like, just literal, like, slaves and stuff. Like, they're off the wall there.
Well,
it's great. I love them, but it's great.
All right. I guess we gotta up our game.
I think we gotta up their game. Caleb, start us off, upping our game. What's the first news story on that list? Right there, the first one.
You want to up the game? Let's talk about some sexual harassment.
Jesus
all right.
Christ. Okay, sure.
The soft boy himself.
Oh, God.
Nick Robinson.
I don't even want to call him the soft boy anymore.
I know, yeah, it's weird. We were, like... for everybody that doesn't know, Nick Robinson got into he over the course of a week had his entire career just absolutely destroyed because apparently
you're saying it like he didn't have it deserved, maybe.
No, I think I think Polygon's totally in the right here. But it came out that he's done some shady stuff. He's like. He talks to people a lot on Twitter. Like he's a bit too aggressive, I guess, with his flirting. I don't know the specifics. I don't think that a lot of people know the specifics, but it's a sexual harassment scandal.
Well, okay, I think that is a pretty broad thing to say, right?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't understand what sexual harassment was, and after this, like I feel like it's such like a broad term.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. Like, I know offhand what happened in terms of, like, the series of events, right? Yeah. So it starts off where, first of all, backing up months ago, when Feminist Frequency had their huge thing about tropes with women versus games. There was a part where they talked about Crystal, I believe, that's the name of the character, in Star Fox Adventures. And he made a joke, which I honestly think is okay, listen, it's
a Nick Robinson joke.
It's a Nick Robinson joke. It's stupid. It's dumb. But also, like, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, right? Like, whatever. The joke, like, I would have seen this from a random comedian.
Yeah,
like,
say the joke.
Like,
say that it's a good one.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, okay. So the joke was that he said if you haven't jerked it to Crystal before, you're lying to yourself. Like, I just like people have said that so many times about like any cartoon character ever. Like literally people have said that about like the freaking all the lions and like Lion King. Like I don't think that's like that much of a crazy thing to say, but I think it was bad timing. Like people, like especially since the movement was trying to be taken seriously, and it is a serious thing to talk about, like like tropes in video games, and it's just bad timing. Whatever. So then a bunch of people were really upset about that, and a lot of people like us didn't really get why a lot of people in the industry were really upset by that. Fast forward, a completely different thing. Overcooked came to Switch. Apparently really bad frame rate stutters. It's just a bad port in general. Two-man team, but bad port. Nick Robinson shits on all over it. And then he gets an email, I think like just a random regular bot email from the developers. This is, hey, you've reported some glitches. Can you record the video and say that show us what is wrong? I think it's a rather reasonable thing for a small team to ask. Show us what's wrong and we'll try to fix it, like a bug report. Like tell us what's wrong and we'll try to fix it. And then he tweets out. He paraphrase, but he says crappy game is crappy and wants me to record crappy gameplay or something like that, making fun of the fact that they're making him record video of a crappy port. And then a bunch of people came out and were just saying like very sarcastic things to him. The one person specifically, who apparently no one knows who the hell this person is. Who has no say in the I don't think this person's even in the industry. Like just comes out and it's just like maybe you would have more time to record gameplay if you weren't in every single woman in games DMs. And that just started a tidal wave.
Yeah,
every single like person that has ever known anything about Nick Robinson is like, hey guys, here's the tea. Like,
yeah,
and it comes out like there is not many receipts, and people have been like asking women like, where's the receipts?
Yeah.
Where's the, like, who cares? Like, that's just such a crappy thing to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't, whatever. So from what we have seen of it, it is very much him trying to flirt with women.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of buts with this. It isn't necessarily like when I try to flirt with a girl, or like there isn't this huge power difference, right? Like he is very much flirting, not with like women in the industry necessarily, but like every single fan that he thinks is cute, or someone that is making fan art of him, or he is literally taking conversations that is just like very bare minimum, talking about regular things, and it's just like this one girl said something like, "Oh, I got this shirt from this place for $10, really thrifty," and then he responds trying to be funny and says, "Thrifty," and he like keeps on misspelling it till it makes thirsty. And like he's just being a creep.
Yeah.
And like I listen, we don't have the full extent of everything. I think he was just thinking that he was being cute and everything, but he doesn't realize that he's legitimately harassing women, trying to get in their pants, and that's just an inappropriate thing for anyone to do in any industry. If someone in Wall Street was messaging every single person that has ever worked for him or with him, saying, "Hey, you want to screw?" Like that's just not good. Not a good look. So he was suspended. Now he's just completely fired off of Polygon. And most of his shows that he was on will probably end, including Cool Games Inc. and Carboys and stuff like that. Carboys already ended, but Monster Factory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Caleb, I just want to hear your opinion. I just wanted to clear up everything because it seemed like you were a bit hazy on it, and I kind of been like stalking this obsessively.
No, yeah, I've been doing the same thing. You're very good at the recaps.
Yeah, I'm just really good at explaining sexual harassment, Caleb.
I mean, you are.
Yeah.
You're real good. I just want to let you know that.
Thanks.
But yeah, it like when it first came out, I saw on a Twitter post, I think from an IGN freelancer, where she was like, "Oh, it wouldn't be a Monday morning if you didn't wake up to news that male you liked in the industry did some crappy stuff." And I was like, I saw the tweet and like didn't understand it. But then I was scrolling through the replies, and she had posted that NeoGaf thread that was going around about it, and it didn't say anything on it, just said NeoGaf. So I was like, okay, I'll click on this and read everything, and that is a totally comprehensive like view of the whole situation. And the headline is Nick Robinson involved in sexual harassment scandal, and like my heart just drops. Like my instant reaction was just like I was just sad. And later it's like you're angry, you feel cheated, like there's so many different reactions to have to the whole thing. But I was just sad because of all the people. Like Nick Robinson was this funny, we just loved his Twitter, we loved his content, you and I were huge fans of him. And so to see this, especially coming from him, really sucked. And seeing the outcome, like I don't think there's anything Polygon could have done. I think they handled the situation pretty perfectly. I think it's a tough situation for everybody involved in it, especially the women that are being asked for receipts. Because on one hand, like if you're Polygon, like you kind of need to be like you don't want somebody to get screwed over for something that really it isn't all that it's chalked up to be. But then on the other hand, you understand that this is a tough situation for these women, and so it's just bad for everybody involved. But I think they made more than the right move. I think they knocked it out of the park. But it's just been really weird to see how this is like really shaken up the industry.
Yeah, and I think that it's especially not the greatest thing, because Nick Robinson's kind of his whole thing is that he was a soft boy, and like he was supposed to be this person that was all about like he was always talking about gay rights. He was always talking about like just like very sex positive things.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is like clearly not. Here's the thing. Here's a problem with some of this, at least. I have read threads with women that were involved that said that they didn't feel like they were threatened, right? They didn't feel necessarily that he was trying to they could have shut it down. They felt like, but they kept on going with it. But the more they think about it, and the more that, especially this one woman that I was reading her thread, this is trying to talk about every single woman involved, but this one woman felt like it was just predatory in a lot of ways, and I think that's how you feel, especially when you are with someone that is not only older but also you have such high regard with. I think it almost is like the lesser version, or I mean, for a lot of people, it's the same version of sleeping with a movie star or something like that, or getting a hit up by a rapper or something like that. Like you feel like oh crap, like this person's paying attention to me, I should pay attention to them, like I should help them out a bit. And it's almost like the crappy things you see with YouTubers doing to their audiences. Oh my, yeah. And which of course everything he was doing was legal. He was messaging 18-year-old women, 19-year-old women, but it was just still creepy, and it's weird, and you just don't do that. Like, again, one of the best pieces of advice that anyone can give you is don't shit where you eat. Like, just don't. Like, if you are trying to hit on women, go on Tinder and be weird like every other guy that is just being weird and disgusting on Tinder. If you want to be on there, go do that. But just don't do it on the video game industry and open DMs where you're like... Yeah. It's just like, I feel like the reason that he did it, which makes me even sadder, is that he clearly did it because it was easy targets. Like, it was easy for him to get the number or nudes from a chick that was making illustrations of Cool Games Inc. than it is for him to go on Tinder and find a random person that would be into that. Like, and I think that that's where the real big problem is. And he released a whole thing talking about it, and he focused on the whole power struggle, but it's just inappropriate in general. I think that it's just an inappropriate thing, and I don't think necessarily what he was doing was illegal, but it was definitely just not morally correct, and it's definitely not a good way to conduct business or live your life. Don't just immediately, just because you know someone that is a female and attractive, doesn't mean that they want to be hit up and called thirsty. Like, that's just not thing. Yeah, seeing his text, it's like the straight white boy text Twitter account. Have you seen it? Like, straight out of that. But yeah, it's crazy how so many people knew about this, like, in the industry. And like, it's crazy how something like this could just be like a complete like industry like secret, like just rumor for so long, and then to have just like some overcooked like drama, and then suddenly like it all comes out. Like, it was such a crazy sequence of events. I think that the best thing was there's a great podcast segment about it on I think the latest or last episode of Waypoint. I watched that. Yeah, which is great. And Patrick Klepek said that, he knew about this. Of course, a lot of people knew about this. It just wasn't his story to tell. Yeah. And I think that's the best way to put it. Like, I know shit about people, like, not in this industry necessarily, just people in general. Like, I know things about my friends that are shitty, like, that have done shitty things. Yeah. It is not my place to tell the people that should know that. It is not my place to expose this person because I am not going to gain anything from it. It's just going to ruin lives, and I am not the victim of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that I don't think that was necessarily like it was like this culture of abuse in the video game industry or anything like that. It was just more of, I know the story and I shouldn't know the story, but I also shouldn't tell anyone about this. Yeah. Like, I shouldn't. It's not like for me to just make unwanted claims of people that I've heard third hand. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a weird situation, especially for us, because as he said, like, we love Nick Robinson. Yeah. I still have episodes of Cool Games Inc. that I will forever never listen to. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's tough. It's because there's so many like good videos that he made, and now I just feel uncomfortable going back and watching them. Yeah, it for sure. But I think that it is good to see that that Polygon did make the right decision, and not only that, they're moving forward. Griffin for sure is going to be able to have his pick of finding the next person that fits with him comedically, and I think that we're going to move on, and we're going to grow as an industry, and just kind of realize, I think that this is also going to be a big waking up moment for a lot of people, because I think people do this a lot. I think that this is something that people feel like is all right because it's just flirting, but like it's still not. It's predatory and it's weird. It's just unprofessional in our workplace and an environment in general. It's just absolutely unprofessional, and like I think that a lot of people need to start acting like they're professionals in this industry a little bit more. Like we're all like, sure, we talk about video games and we play video games for a living and talk about dumb goofs, but like you're still a professional. You're still multi-million-dollar industry. Like you have to act like it, and it's just messy. It's just a messy situation, and our hearts go out to anyone that's been affected by this. It sucks, and I'm happy that people are telling the story or not telling the story, because that's your choice. Like, don't pressure anyone to tell their story or show proof of their story. Like, who cares? Like, unless they're making like legitimate arguments about how this person like did illegal things, like you don't have, they're not forced to show anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Where do you think Nick Robinson, like, what's next for him?
I don't know, dude. Like, I was thinking about it. I was like, Patreon, probably not. Like, that's not going to go over well. Like, he's going to be blackballed in the industry. He's never going to make another, he's not going to go to IGN or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that his life now is maybe going back and just doing video content for like Wedding Place, or just like I don't know. Like he can't be in this industry again. Like he just can't. And I think this industry is so close, closely together that they're not going to let him be in this industry. I don't know, unless he starts his own thing. Like I don't think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
What do you think?
No, yeah, I completely agree with that. There's no way you can a big site can hire him without receiving well-deserved backlash. I don't know where he goes. But speaking of more video game industry drama, let's talk about this Hellblade.
Tell me about this. I have no idea what's going on about this.
Oh, okay. So then, I assume you saw that a lot of places gave the game ridiculous, like, it was very highly praised. Yeah. Super under the radar. But it was doing incredibly well critically. And then I went on Metacritic the night that reviews started being posted. And for some reason, it had a score of, like, 75 or something like that. Okay. And I was going through the critic reviews, and it was like 90, 90, 98, 95, 80. And then I go all the way to the bottom, and there is
Jim Sterling?
Jim Sterling.
Okay, yeah, I did see this then. Yeah.
With a score of 10. And I was like, what in the world? And so like I like go watch his stuff. And then apparently in the game, if you die enough, your arms, like, with every death, your arm, like, starts to, like, wither away. And eventually, if your arm completely withers away, your save is deleted and you have to restart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it sparked an argument between... And Jim Sterling took down his review, has no score on it.
Apparently now it has 70. I just checked.
It has on PS4 it has an 82.
Okay.
So yeah, I have it open here. But
I meant Jim Sterling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. He probably went back and replayed the game or something. But it sparked this argument between it wasn't just Jim Sterling, and he later like took back what he said. Because I think he had problems with a bug in the game instead, and it was like a miscommunication. But there were a lot of other people talking about like what it means to be a pro-consumer game, what it means to how much free will developers should have, and like entitlement in video games and stuff like that. But it basically boiled down to like is Ninja Theory the developer of this game? Like, should they, if this is their artistic intent, should they be able to, or is it such an anti-consumer move that they should just forget about it? The majority of the industry sided with Ninja Theory, and barely any, but like I have the feeling that you had to die a lot in the game, and it's funny because you can see like IGN had multiple people praising the game with no problem, but then you have like people like JonTron or whatever, like just so ridiculously mad at the game. I just thought that was funny.
JonTron.
Yeah.
He's alive?
I think. I don't. Let me see his Twitter. Yeah, I think it was him with the hat. Is that his Twitter?
No, he's drinking a beer.
Who's the guy with the hat?
I have no idea.
But yeah, so some dude was ridiculously mad at it. That had previously been in weird video game industry stuff. But yeah, it was a moment in the industry.
Interesting. I don't know. I've never. I didn't. I heard that he gave it a 1 out of 10. I didn't see any of this hullabaloo for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I assume that we are both on the same side of this.
Yeah.
In terms of Ninja Theory being completely right on doing this, I don't think this is any different from making a game incredibly hard for no reason, or just Spelunky, like you die at the ending. As soon as you die, you just restart. Like I don't think this is anything crazy, but I think that the big thing lies. Does it say that if you die at certain times that the game resets?
I don't think so.
Now that's where I can get angry at.
Yeah.
Like I think that maybe there should be. I don't know about this. I think I heard somewhere that it does say that it does have something like it in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that is it's an interesting mechanic. I think we need more things like that. Maybe I think you can say maybe it's not effective enough. Maybe it doesn't do things. But I don't think it's necessarily cause to hate the game.
Yeah.
But again, that's all your opinion. I think that it's totally. I think it's totally a good artistic idea.
Yeah, it's supposed to reflect like the character's anxiety.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played the game, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can't speak to it either. But apparently the game doesn't have like any UI, any tutorials. Like
that's dope.
Yeah, and like it's super cool. I love to play it, but there are so many other I have games that I've already purchased.
The biggest thing that I saw that people were annoyed about when the game was announced to be $30, were that people were saying it was too much money.
That's crazy because I thought it was really cool because they had like they're calling it like an indie AAA game.
Yeah.
Because they're charging $30. It's only like 6 to 8 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like the production values are ridiculous though.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's just a shorter, more condensed game with like maybe less of a replay value, but that's totally fine if it's 30 freaking bucks.
Yeah.
Bucks.
There are so many times where you pay $60 for a game that you put in just as much time and you're done with.
Yeah, I think I can't believe that anyone was even annoyed at that remotely. Like, like that is just something weird to get annoyed about. But I mean, I had nothing more to say about that. But it's dope that Hellblade's a cool game. I'm happy it's good.
Yeah, same here.
I think that's what happens when you have too much. This is what happens in terms of people not really getting excited until it's out. When you have an open development like that, because the game was just in open development. They were talking about it all the time, so like any news about it was just kind of thrown under the rug.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's dope. I hope the game does well.
Yeah, same here. I think it'll be a real Game of the Year contender. In an incredibly strong year. I doubt it'll win any big awards, but it definitely deserves the recognition. Moving on, Roger, we talk about Tales from the Borderlands a lot.
Yeah, this is terrible news.
And so a few weeks ago on the podcast, or maybe not. I believe it was on the podcast though. You said to me that when Borderlands 3 comes out, like we're gonna see the Tales from the Borderlands characters.
Yeah.
And then so on this article from IGN, written by Joe Screbbles, Telltale clarified that the hope was with Fiona and Rise, we wanted to essentially hand back to Gearbox.
What's his name, Caleb?
Reese.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't played the game in like 2 years. And
Caleb.
I'm not playing another game ever from Tales from the Borderlands because it's a flop.
We'll talk about that.
But with Fiona and Reese, we wanted to essentially hand back to Gearbox fully fleshed out heroic characters that could then use in Borderlands 3 and beyond. So like you totally called it. With that, I still don't know if we'll actually see them in Borderlands 3. But the idea is definitely on the table.
Okay, so continue with the rest of the story.
So it goes on to say, sadly, going by the developers' words in the article, a second series seems unlikely. Despite critical success, writer Nick Herman explains that sales weren't great by the end of its run, and that internally it was perceived as a failure. Yeah.
Dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
This just sucks, man. What the hell? Caleb,
Roger, do you want a 5th season of The Walking Dead? How about 82 seasons of Batman, the Telltale series?
Hey, Caleb, you want a 8-episode series of Minecraft?
You know it. I love mining diamonds.
Dude, I love it. How they have those funny characters and they're talking and they're doing the funny things that they always do. Yeah. It's a story mode to Minecraft, guys. Dude, this is so stupid. Okay, here's the thing. I totally get it. And
I understand.
I totally get it. First things first, I still believe that they're going to be in Borderlands 3, and they're going to be the main characters.
That'd be so dope, man.
I think that, okay, think about it like this. This is how I think about it. Unless Borderlands 3 is doing something completely different and rad, but Borderlands 1 and 2, tell me anything about any of the characters, actually emotions. Just tell me anything about them.
There's nothing...
There's the big guy, there's a soldier, there's a small dude.
Yeah.
I think that these are the most fleshed out characters you will ever have in Borderlands history. So it would be remiss of them to just throw in at least just throw in these characters in somewhere. At least have them in there. They're definitely gonna be in the game. I think that it'd be weird if they weren't.
Yeah.
Even if the game didn't do well, they probably have Borderlands comics and things. It wouldn't hurt if they threw them in there.
Yeah.
But I think they would be such dope main characters, and that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, especially because I feel like the Borderlands games have incredible writing. The pure moment to moment writing of the game is really great. But they've just never had really strong stories. I feel like in large part because of the structure of the game. Most people are playing it co-op and just rushing through it, not even paying attention.
They're playing it as a gameplay thing.
Yeah, and so you need to have those quick, fun one-liners that give people a laugh, but don't really have much substance. But I think that you have an opportunity to have these characters, and then you already have a team of really solid writers. And so I think it's just a no-brainer. It'd be so easy, especially if Telltale's just hey, do whatever please use our characters, because I think it's obvious that they want to revisit them, and I think that Borderlands 3 is probably the biggest opportunity they're going to get. If Borderlands 3 does well and those characters are super loved, I think they might get another opportunity to do something, but I still don't. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that there is a problem inherently, maybe with some of these Telltale games.
Yeah.
I think that there is inherently a problem with maybe the act structure. with having 5 episodes over 5 months or 6 months or 7 months, like especially with the Tales from the Borderlands or Wolf of Wall Street, Wolf Among Us, like these are games that are very niche for like specific people. Yeah. And instead of having them broken out for 5 episodes to like keep up the suspense, I feel like these just need to be like just maybe a little bit shorter, or just wait a few, or just like literally just release as one.
That'd be like, super cool.
I think that like it just needs to happen. Like I feel like, okay, Minecraft, sure, like do episode to episode because it's a bunch of kids and they're raiding, whatever, it doesn't matter, and that's profitable for them. Do what you like, and I think the same thing with Walking Dead. If that's profitable still, which I don't believe it is, keep on doing it. But, like, with something like this, you just need to release it. Like, I think you just need to release it, get a bunch of hype, and the people will be in love with it. And instead of being like, oh, the first episode came out in 2016, but, like, the second episode came out, like, the 5th episode came out in 2017. Is it a Game of the Year contender for 2016 or 2017? I don't know. Just have it released as one and just be like, oh, it's a Game of the Year contender.
Yeah,
oh, it's dope.
Yeah, like, especially because, I feel like with Tales from the Borderlands, you got a lot of that hype with that first episode, and the people that played it were so high on it and really loved it, and then didn't talk about it much with episode to episode after that, and so you had like this crowd that's like, oh, I'll wait till it's all done or whatever, and then like just forget about it. Like I feel it's an easy trap where people can forget about your game that way.
Yeah, you need to have it just all out there, especially with this one. Like, and like Wolf Among Us especially. Oh my God, Wolf Among Us. Like, what are you doing? Like, I understand maybe like that's how your production levels is. Like, that's how you've been like for the last 4 years, 5 years. That's how you've been producing games, because you just have people jumping from game to game. But like they just need to like slow it down or do something different. Do a mini series. Like do more of a. I would rather have like a more of a Michonne type thing.
That game
for like
sucks though.
Oh no, I totally understand.
Yeah, but I would totally take that any day.
Like I would for sure like Tales from the Borderlands is dope in its own sense, but like I would prefer, instead of having a full on next season, I would prefer having a little mini series. Like, or of like a certain story, or a story in Borderlands, or a tale from Borderlands, not tales from the Borderlands. Like, I don't know, like something small like that. Like, I think that there is a lot of way to play with these. That's what TV is. TV is all about playing with different structures. You have miniseries, you have TV movies. Like, there is so much that they can play with it, but they're just like, oh, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like that's just all they're doing, and like I think that this game was seriously, and also because of the fact that it had Borderlands in the title, which is like a weird thing, but it's true though. Because like, who cares about the story of Borderlands? Like honestly, like who, like other than like hardcores, like no, I would not go up to anyone and be like, hey, yeah, you love Borderlands? Yeah, I love Borderlands. I love shooting and looting. You want none of that, but just like the funny parts. Like, I don't think that like that's a really huge selling point. Like Minecraft, that's different because there's been years of people making art, what's it called, like those animations and stuff. So like that's an easy pitch to people and kids especially. But like, I don't know about this. Yeah,
when the game was first announced, like at the Video Game Awards or whatever, it was so like people were like, what's going on? Like I don't know. And like Andrew Goldfarb, like who's like obsessed with Borderlands, was like the only one I saw that was like, oh, this game could actually be kind of cool. And then the first episode came out, and it was like, holy cow, Telltale, like, actually kind of, like, knocked it out of the park. Especially because it was something different for the studio. Coming off of The Walking Dead, and even The Wolf Among Us to some extent. I haven't played the game, so I can't speak to it that much. But to have this sort of, like, sci-fi, western, like, fun, like, comedic game, like, it was different, and they proved that they could and it was cool because it was an IP that like nobody else would have done, like a fun like story driven game like this. But then Telltale was like, like we can do it with almost any IP.
They proved it with us for sure.
It's just a shame that more people don't play it.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think the best thing is if in Borderlands 3 they do exist. That would be maybe a season 2 if they were to after that. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. It just pisses me off. It's just sad. Like the best Telltale franchises or whatever are dying, or like in limbo, except for Wolf Among Us that's coming back. We just kind of have like this weird thing where they have Batman, which is just all right. and then they have like I don't know. I mean, are you gonna play Batman?
Oh yeah,
in season 2?
Yeah, like I give Telltale so much crap because it seems every move they make is just like wrong. But yeah, like I still play their games. Like I'm part of the problem. And part of it is because like they still make good games.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Batman is all right. I played through Michonne. That game is really bad. And then I've heard mixed things about the new Walking Dead stuff. I've yet to play the Minecraft game, but like I still enjoy most of it. Like when I play them, I like that game type, the sort of choose your own adventure thing that they have going on. I just wish that they'd sit back, take a break for a while, fix their games, because it's ridiculous, and then find games that they like. I want to know how financially stable they are, because they're taking all these crazy licensing deals where they have Minecraft, Guardians of the Galaxy,
I
and
forgot
Batman
about Guardians of the Galaxy.
All three of those are going on right now, and all three of those properties are gigantic, but they seem to be taking work like crazy. And I don't know if that's by necessity or what's going on there, but I wish that they'd take a break. I don't know if they financially can take a break and work on their engine, and really reevaluate where they want to take video game stories, or the games they're making. But I don't know. It's a tough situation, and I can't speak to it much without knowing what's going on inside the studio.
I totally forgot Guardians of the Galaxy existed.
Yeah, like, and it's not done yet.
Yeah, the reason why is because it's the same crap. It's the same thing. It's the same as the movie or whatever. Like, it looks the same. Like, it just sucks. Like, do you think that they had a choice in Marvel games or Marvel characters they could have created or like worked with? Like, because like I understand Guardians of the Galaxy because like it's very much like a Telltale like comedy type thing they could do. It has action and everything, but like again, like a Squirrel Girl would have been good for them. Like something like smaller that they could have really like fleshed out would be dope. But like I don't know. Yeah. It seems very by the book.
It was like I feel like they might have had a choice, but I feel like this is a big one because it's like Guardians of the Galaxy is still like while a huge like cult favorite, it is still a cult favorite where if they touch it, like it's not the same as doing Spider-Man or Iron Man or something like that. But I would have loved to see them go to a character that hasn't been discovered, like Squirrel Girl, like Moon Knight. It would have even been cool to see them do their own take on Daredevil. But
that's too Batman-y.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
I don't know. I honestly would love to see them, like, not take a year off or anything, but to just have a new property, like their own thing. Like, I would love to see them test out their muscles. Like, I think I could totally see them doing something dope. Like, if they really just put their heads to it and just created something cool. But I don't know. Like, I think that's where I think they are really good at making licensed games, but it's just becoming almost too formulaic at a point, and that sucks.
It does. It does. Especially because the games are still pretty good most of the time. Moving on, I just want to say a few quick words about the new Dota card game, Artifact. I've been playing a ton of Hearthstone recently. I'll talk more about that later. What time? Okay. Okay. So we have 20 minutes. Okay. But sorry. But I've been playing the Hearthstone a lot. But this new Dota card game got announced. People were mad because they were teasing it, and people didn't know that it was the Dota card game, and so they were hyped for a new Valve game or property or whatever. Yeah. But thinking about it, like I think this is a really cool opportunity for the digital card game because the Steam marketplace is like such a ridiculous force. Like my brother did CS:GO trading hardcore for like 2 years with like these $100 skins. And like my friends and I, we've been playing a ton of PlayerUnknowns and unboxing. Like my friend got a mini skirt and he's selling it for $160. Like it's ridiculous. And I think if you match that with the card game, I think there's some interesting opportunities, because Hearthstone, you can't trade cards, you can't sell cards, there's nothing like that. But with Dota, that opportunity, or with Steam and everything that Valve's doing, that opportunity is totally there, and I think it'd be an interesting place for the genre to go.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I mean, whatever happened to that League of Legends card game?
Yeah.
But I still just love that reaction video.
Yes, it's good.
The greatest video. It's so good. It's just like, I don't know if you remember that meme where it was from The Simpsons, where it was like, where Bart takes the control. He's like, see, if you slow it down just slow enough, you can see the exact moment where their heart breaks. And it was just like, literally, as soon as the Dota card, it's just like, aww. Like, it's just so sad. But, like, yeah, for a person like you, like a nerd, like, it's dope.
Yeah.
What does Dota stand for?
Defense of the Ancients.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy. Hope it's good.
Yeah. Me too. Do you want to talk Stranger Things when we wrap it up?
Sure.
Okay. Because I feel like that was a good discussion.
Yeah. We skipped over Kendrick Lamar watch, but he just said that Ghost Raiders are crap, and he doesn't think that people what's it called? He doesn't think that people can be considered the greatest of all time if they're ghost written. So basically making fun of Drake. But oh, sorry. I was just reading this quote. I didn't realize he said that. Is it ever okay for a rapper to have a ghostwriter? You've obviously written verses for Dr. Dre yourself. It depends on that. Like, it's just interesting that he acknowledged that he's, written verses for Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is completely ghostwritten, by the way. Yeah. That's a thing. But that's fine. He's talented. Okay, sorry. I'm just all over the place right now. Stranger Things, fantastic. Kayla, thank you so much for telling me to watch that show a million times over. It's fantastic. I love that show. Oh my god. So I was just really bored. I was sad actually one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to just cuddle up and watch Stranger Things or something like that. It feels like a very cozy experience. Like, it felt like that. And it was a very cozy experience. Like, I cuddled up in my blanket, my blue blankie, and I watched all 8 episodes in like 3 days. Boy, is that just a great show. And I think it was one of those things that I was scared about the hype. I was scared that everyone loved it and just relentlessly talked about how great the show is. But then I was like nervous. I was like, oh, what if it's not that good? And it just like it like every Netflix show, almost every Netflix show, it has that turning point, like episode 3 or 4, where it's just like nothing really changes necessarily, but like the pacing or anything, but just it just clicks with you. You're like, crap. Like, this is good. Yeah, exactly. Like, you completely understand why it's so good. I think that not much about this show has not been spoken about. Like, everything about the show has been talked about endlessly. Yeah. But I just do want to say that going into the series knowing that the sheriff would be a Hellboy in the future, in the next movie, is so perfect. That is the perfect casting. Like, that is legitimately the best casting for Hellboy, Yeah, he literally looks like Hellboy. He has the exact, his character is very much Hellboy in terms of his mixture of acting serious and tough and also having a little bit of a softer side, with a softer interior. Like, he is the perfect person and character to portray Hellboy. So yeah, that's just it. I really have not much more to say necessarily. I mean, I don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but the show is just really great, and I think it's the perfect time to catch up now because you have a few months until October. So I think that you starting in August, you give you a little bit of a breather, and then you can see season 2. So I mean, I'm very excited. I necessarily would have liked it to maybe stay as a mini series, but I don't necessarily see anything so far in the trailers that makes me think that it's going to ruin the show or take the narrative back at all. I think that it's going to only further it from what I've seen, and the ending is just the best teaser and cliffhanger. So this is great.
Yeah, one of the things that you brought attention to me, we were talking about the characters, and specifically that none of the, the characters all have like very like interesting like archetypes, and like specifically the F boy, I forget his name or whatever.
Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve is either him or the camera guy. I think it's him. Like he's like still, and even
Steve.
though he plays the cocky like the F boy, he still has some very redeeming qualities about himself, especially later in the season. Like he has some really great moments. I didn't really notice that until you brought that attention.
It is like an extremely, like, you see it as a very stereotypical show in like the archetypes, like the characters, like the jock, like the cool guy and the girl that's trying to be cool but she's not really yet, and she's kind of balancing those two things. But then it just kind of breaks down as the show breaks down. It becomes more of a horror thing, and by the ending of this season it's just like those kind of roles are just kind of non-existent anymore, and it's this weird thing where just like the guy that's just like a dick who you think is gonna be a dick, like I saw through that, and I saw that what they were setting up, maybe that's the only sort of flaw, but I think they created it so you can see that. You could see that he is not like the others. And it just became something different, and I think that is the best way to explain this show. It becomes something. It is the same until it becomes something different, and when that change switches, it is very noticeable and it's unique, and it is. People call this like a preying on nostalgia. I think it isn't. I think it's completely the opposite. I think it is a take on nostalgia that flips everything on its head. Definitely. And I think that it of course takes from different properties, takes from different movies. Sure, we get it. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's very unique in its take and its modernization of that. Yeah. And isn't one of the guys from Stranger Things going to be in It?
Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm very excited. The main character,
Cool.
I believe, from Stranger Things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That makes me happy.
Awesome. It's a perfect fit. Yeah,
cool.
Man, I can't wait for that movie. But yeah, I'm super happy that you watched it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the next season.
Well, should we wrap it up?
Oh, do you have anything to say, or you just want to get out?
No, nope. I'm good.
Leave.
I'm playing a lot of Hearthstone. I watched Iron Fist. That's a show. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Gonna be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm very excited for the Defenders next week.
Yeah. Oh, next week?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah, that's the weekend before I have school starting.
Oh, seriously?
So, yeah.
Oh god.
And that's crazy because we're one of the schools that starts latest in Arizona.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I start September 5th.
Dang. Yeah, people start August 1st. But yeah, so I'm very excited for that.
All right. Well, this has been Bonus Points, episode 87. If you like this, subscribe down below. Favorite. I'm at Rajformer. New things coming out very, very soon. Some exciting, cool stuff. Caleb, I'm making a new Rajformer show. It should be up in like 2-3 weeks. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know what it's about. Caleb, what about you?
Yeah, I should be doing some more writing stuff at calebtalks.com. Keep an eye out for me on Twitter at Caleb_talks. Yeah, I posted a piece about bonus points and how far we've come since the first episode. I think it's one of my better pieces, so if you could check that out,
awesome.
That'd be nice as well.
Thank you. I really loved it. That piece made me tear up in bed. But yeah, we gotta end it so Caleb can go wherever he's going.
Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting it short.
No, it's fine. You just don't love me. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.